Hello, technology lovers, and welcome. Episode 3 of TECHNOLOJAMES. So, what we're going to talk about today is probably my favourite program on my computer of all time, Dropbox. So, if you don't use Dropbox, then you're missing out. If you do use Dropbox, then good. Don't stop watching, because I'll hopefully tell you some other cool things you can do with it, which may come in handy. So let's get started with Dropbox. Let's head to the desktop. Here we go. So first thing to do if you don't have Dropbox is to sign up and make an account. Best thing to do with that is to click a referral link, which I'll put in the description of the video. If you click that link and sign up, you'll get an extra 250 megabytes of space. Actually, no, 500 megabytes of space at half a gig free just for signing up with my referral link. Also, I get more space too, but you don't need to worry about that. And once you have set up, you can then refer your friends to get more space personally. So signing up, is pretty straightforward. Create an account, and it's a normal affair. Pretty easy. Do it like that, and then once you've got your account, you can then download the program. So download the executable, run it, nice and easy, and then it'll be installed. So by default, Dropbox will install into your documents folder. So just in there with the rest of your stuff. You can see there, Dropbox has got a nice little custom icon, very nice there. And then when you go inside the folder, again, you can see these nice little ticks showing that everything in that folder has been synced, but more on that in a moment. So the principal idea behind Dropbox is that it wants you to be able to share your files wherever you are. So most people these days have got multiple devices. So you might have your phone, got my phone here, you might have a tablet, got my tablet here, and then you've got a laptop, which I've got down here. So what I'm hopefully going to show you now is how file syncing works across Dropbox. So I'm going to go into a little folder I've got called TempBox, which I'm just using to put in stuff that I'm using at the moment or I have some involvement with. I don't really know what I'll be doing with it. It's just kind of filed there temporarily. So I'm going to make a new text document. I'm going to call it test, and inside it I'm going to write hello technology lovers. I'm going to save that. So if you look, see here, this icon is got that little rolling sign, and now it's gone to a tick. So if I go now to my phone and I go into the Dropbox folder, I don't know how well you can see this, but it's Dropbox there on my phone. If I go into TempBox, I now have at the bottom, are you going to focus? Welcome. Yes, you are. Test.txt. Open that up, and we have hello technology lovers. And now let's take the webcam on a little tour down here to my laptop. So this is my MacBook. Obviously not running Windows, but Dropbox works on that. It works on all the platforms. It's so good. And then here we have my Dropbox folder on my Mac. And if we go in TempBox, here we have test.txt. So let's decide, actually, we don't want any more. That's a piece of rubbish. I'm going to delete it from here. I'm going to have to really quickly zoom over. That's gone. And if we look now back on my computer, there we go. Test.txt has been deleted. So let's go back to steady normal life. So that's an idea of how Dropbox can work. The app works the same on tablets, on phones, iOS, Android, Windows Phone, I don't know, I'd assume not. So Windows phones sorted out. Apart from that, the rest of it's quite straightforward. The principle works the same. You can share folders in that way between devices. So if you've got a report for work or some some coursework stuff for uni. You can sign in to Dropbox, install it on multiple devices, and have it sync there. If you've got a computer at maybe university and you can't sign in, you can't download programs onto there like the Dropbox program, you can actually go on the website. So if I pull it up here, it's actually very fully featured. It's really good. So again, I'm on my homepage of my Dropbox. I've got all the same folders you can see here. So if I go into Tempbox, you can see there that test.txt is gone. I'm going to make another one called test2, and it's synced, so that little green tick shows it's synced. Go into Tempbox here, and you've got test2 there. You can also do things like this. I can actually, if I make a document not on my in my Dropbox, so I'll close that. I'll go to my desktop. Again, I'm going to make a new text document. I'm going to call it test3. And I can just drag that into Dropbox, and you can see there it's copied and it shows up really quick, and there it's been synced back to my computer. So obviously that's not an example that you'd really use in real life, but it just shows how it's syncing there online, on the website, on your computer, and then on all your other devices that you might be using as well. And then you can delete stuff in the same way. Right click works even on a web browser, and you can do things like that. You can also move them around different folders, so you can see there they're just disappearing off my desktop. Oh, you can't see that because it's covered up by my face. Oh dear. Well, you'll have to believe me. If I just move my webcam up, there we go. You can see it in the corner. Beautiful. So Dropbox is great. What other cool things does it do? So by default, you only have a set number of folders. You can set others up. You can create shared folders. Now you do this on the web interface. You can't do it from the app, so let's head to that. I can create a folder, or I can share a folder. You can share a current one, make a new one. It's really easy. So if I go to next, let's say I want to share Android with some of my Android buddies. It's as simple as adding email addresses, or if you've already invited them to Dropbox before, you can just type a name. That way other people can contribute to that folder, so all of the people in the folder's content will be shared to everyone's device, which is really handy. Especially for university project work, I'd recommend that so much. It's such a good tool to use. So let's stop that now. What else have I got to talk about? Oh yeah, right, this is really handy, and it's something that even people who use Dropbox don't know about. It's called Selective Sync. So let's say you have your home computer here, you've got some pictures from a fun night out. Let's assume you're not a nerd the whole time, you do other things. So you've gone out, you've taken some pictures, but then you have Dropbox on your work computer because you need to sync files that you do at home back to work and vice versa. But the problem is you've now got this folder called incriminating pictures that's been synced back to your work computer, which obviously isn't ideal. You don't want those popping up whilst you're showing your boss this amazing report you've done. So what you can do is if you go down to the taskbar in the corner, right click on your Dropbox folder, you can go on preferences. Let's move this out of the way. So here we go with preferences. You can there under, I think it's in advanced, you've got selective sync. So this way you can choose which folders you want synced to that computer. So obviously this is my home computer, I've got everything synced, everything going down, but on a work computer you could just then untick certain folders. That doesn't delete the folders from existence, it just removes them from that computer, and it means that any changes won't then be synced to that computer, which is really handy. So let's get rid of that. We want everything synced, it's fine. Another little tip that seasoned Dropboxes don't always know about, if I go back to my phone again, so on your phone obviously you've got a lot of stuff in your Dropbox. You don't necessarily want everything synced to your phone. Your phone can't theoretically hold everything that you'd maybe have in your Dropbox. So the phone doesn't keep the files locally on the device. When you want to go on them, it downloads them from online, which can take some time. And let's say you're on the tube or you're somewhere where you've got no signal, you can't be getting the files. What you can do is, again, go into the phone, back in the Dropbox app that's focused, I can go into, so I've gone into here, I've got a file and I really want to be able to access the file from anywhere. So what I can do is press on this, can I get it with the corner of my finger? And then you can favorite the file. And what favoriting the file does is it downloads it locally to your device all the time. So if ever there's an update to it, it will sync that update to your device and the file will be on your device. So that way you don't have to worry about always downloading it. So if it's a, it's a big file and you want to access it on your phone later, you can then favorite it so it's always there and you don't have to download it when you actually want to view it. So that's all good. And I think that's everything I wanted to talk about for the moment. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, something that's quite useful once you get up and going with Dropbox, you start off with 2 GB of free space, 2.5 if you click the referral link. You can do lots of other things to actually get more space in your Dropbox. It's quite easy to do the initial stuff, so they've even got a guide in the top corner of the website, how to get free space. You can do things like following them on Twitter, posting something on Facebook, to all give small amounts, but the main way you can get more space is through referrals. So any friend who you sign up who clicks your referral link will get an extra 500 meg of space, and you'll get that space as well. So if you look at the referral space I've managed to accumulate, it's quite a lot. So it makes Dropbox a lot more usable, because initially you have only got that 2 GB of space, which can become limiting if you've got a lot of stuff in there. So for you to get that referral space, they have to create an account and install the app on your computer, which is actually important. If they don't install the program on their computer, you don't get the space and they don't get the space. So that's referrals. Send invites to your family, to your friends, your dog. Everyone should be using it. It's really good. It's really important for saving files. It saved myself on many occasions. The most important probably was deadline day for my final year project at university. It was on my USB stick, plugged the USB stick in my computer, smashed it off with my knee, snapping my USB stick, Dropbox to the rescue, the file was there, printed, saved, got my degree. So that's how important Dropbox can be. So get all your important stuff on there. I use it for quite a lot of stuff. Other people might just use it for just moving files around, but you can actually keep important things there, like your CV, maybe a cover letter, a cover photo for job applications, things like that, and then useful files you might need to access from other places. So one more thing I wanted to talk about was a relatively new feature of Dropbox, which is camera uploads. This works with mobile phones and most digital cameras, I think. So if you've got the app installed on your phone and you take a picture, it'll automatically sync that image to a private folder in your Dropbox. All of the folders are private by default, and you don't have to do anything. You just take the picture and it syncs. You might be worried about, oh no, it's going to use my data plan, I'm going to use all my stuff, I'll be charged loads, but you can set it to only upload over Wi-Fi, or even when it's only plugged in and charging. So things like that's pretty handy. So I've got my phone here. I'm gonna unlock, take a picture, smile. There you go, so that's done. And now, over the magic of Wi-Fi and cool technology, the picture will be eventually synced to Dropbox. So at the moment now it's uploading from my phone to the cloud, to the Dropbox servers, and then eventually when it detects the change, you can see there, it's downloading a new file, and there, it's been added, so I can click, and there we go, there's the picture. So that's pretty handy, and then again you can share the pictures easily from that private folder. So I think that's all about the uploads from the phone. For the camera uploads, if you plug it in, if you plug a camera in by USB, it should detect that as a camera, and it will say, do you want to import these photos? You can click yes, and then anytime you plug in that camera, it will upload the photos to a Dropbox folder for you. So that's all good. That's sorted. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Sorry, it's a lot longer than I wanted it to be. I was trying to keep these videos sub 5 minutes, but Dropbox is super awesome, and you should all use it. So it's worth talking a lot about it. Any questions, put them in the comments, because I think Dropbox can be a bit alien to some people, but just start using it, refer some people, get a bit more space, put your important stuff in there, and install it on all your devices, and you should be sorted. So thanks for watching. Next week, what am I talking about? Maybe syncing bookmarks with Chrome or something like that. Something exciting anyway. So thank you, and see you next week.